Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here with your money career reading for the week of September 1st through September 7th. Happy September. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers, subscribers, and channel members. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right, again, happy September. Today is September 1st, just flying through the month. Not the month, the years. Well, the months and the year. Yeah, we are just flying through 2023. Heading into 2024 super soon. Shut up. I know. Don't put that out there, cat. Yeah, I know. All right. I hope that you guys have all had the most fabulous week. Lots of energy. I've just been kind of drained. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. August was a crazy, busy, wild, amazing month. But I'm ready to slow it on down. Get back into kind of a little bit slower energy. All right, let's see what's coming through for Aquarius for money and career. Interesting. Yep, that tower's right freaking there. All right, Aquarius, this could be, yeah, look at all these cards. Could be a little bit of a difficult week as far as money and career go. But let's see. Of course, this is not set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. This is just offering guidance, kind of a look into the potentialities for you to maybe make a different decision or make some different potential choices. Of course, that is up to you. All right, let's go ahead and see. You have courage to ask for and accept help. You see? Yep. So this week could be you just may need to put yourself out there a little bit, Aquarius, this week, okay? And that's not a bad thing. It's beautiful when we're able to, okay? Asking for help is a sign of strength and is accepting it as it is offered to you. That was quite the sentence, and maybe that's just because it's super early while I'm recording this. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Whew. Okay, some tongue twisters this week. So, of course, you may feel like your communication style or communication with other people is a little bit difficult this week. Projects, speaking with managers or employees or employers, whatever. It could feel a little tongue-tied. It could feel like everything falls together. That communication there could be a gap, okay, this week. It says very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided, okay? Really very much making me think of kind of Six of Pentacles energy here. And it's also, there's this with the tower here. Okay, why is this coming through? I'm reminded of a story, and it's one that kind of changes as it goes or whatever, but and I'm sure I won't say it verbatim, but really look for those people this week, Aquarius, that are willing to kind of come and assist you. There's a story of kind of energy of flooding and somebody sitting on top of a higher building and asking for help, God for help, or praying for help, and then there's assistance that comes. Potentially, it's first responders, and then a helicopter, and the person continues to sit there and doesn't accept the assistance as they have prayed, and God is coming to help them, but there's that potential that spirit, God, universe, the whatever resonates for you here, Aquarius, is sending that help in kind of the version of other people around you. And that's what's coming through this week. Let yourself receive assistance or support or guidance, what have you, however that comes through for you this week, okay? We get to really up level our game when we are open to the opportunities, to the assistance, to the guidance that's out there. That could come in the form of somebody really, really showing up and being like, hey, Aquarius, this could be a smart financial move or a smart financial investment. Or maybe, tweak this, or maybe shift that as far as a project goes, or as far as, something that you have going on, maybe even as an entrepreneur or as a business owner or as an employee, right? This comes through in so many different ways, but there's a potential this week, Aquarius, that the energy could again be a little bit difficult, but for some of us, it's difficult to not only ask for help, but to receive that help when it comes in. Our pride can get in the way. So this week, as far as money and career goes, Aquarius, you're being reminded to allow for it to come in, right? When we have a closed off fist, not a lot can come through, but when it's open, we can receive and give. Okay, so that's what's coming through for this week. Now you have follow up on a leader call. So some of you potentially have something. Now, for some reason, this is coming through that there's a potential that some of you have put out resumes or have put out applications, potentially job applications, right? And haven't heard back. For some of you, it's time, maybe it's been a few days or maybe it's been a week, to call and just be like, hey, I was just following up. I just wanted to check in. I wanted to let you know, that I'm still really excited about the potential to work for the company or potential to fill this spot or whatever it may be. But so some of you need to follow up on an application or a resume that's been put out there. For others of you, this is somebody that you have already potentially kind of started um, um, kind of building a foundation with, and it's time for you to reach out and kind of seal the deal, if that makes sense to you. Okay, this week is going to, as far as money and career goes, Aquarius, could potentially be a week of follow-up. Okay, now you also have petty people around you. Now this is coming through quite a bit, Aquarius, so do be sure that you're paying attention to the people that you're surrounding yourself this week. We don't always get to choose that. Sometimes the people that we work with or the people that we work for may not be ideal in our mind's eye, right? And yet we find ourselves in a position where we need to work with them or be around them for multiple hours a day, multiple times a week. Okay, um, pay attention to the petty. What's the petty around you, Aquarius? And what can you do actually to be able to flip that petty around? Because petty people, Aquarius, they are a dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. Petty people are everywhere. Negative people are everywhere. And you can kind of tune into that pettiness, you can tune into that negativeness and play their game, give your power away to them, or you can pull it back and really use your power in a positive, beneficial way this week, for your within your job, within your career, within your finances. For some of you, for some reason or another, it's coming through that a trip to the bank brings about a petty person. It could be a bank teller or assistant or a loan officer, something like that. Watch that and make sure that you're checking your petty at the door and you're not actually bringing that in as well, because that's just going to complicate the situation. Okay, now you have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords. This is all you, swords energy through and through, Aquarius. So many of you are in your head. We can get in our heads about allowing ourselves to ask for help or being open to accept help. Okay, that takes courage for some, because it just, a lot of times we have been conditioned to think of that as a weakness, that we need to do everything all by ourselves, be super independent, never rely on, never get to lean on anybody. And this week, Aquarius, Spirit is saying, kibosh. No, that's not it. That's not going to assist you. It's not going to do anything for you. Actually, allowing yourself to be in that state of courage, in that state of strength, to accept help, ask for help, be open to help, and or giving of help. Because sometimes we're like that Grinch where we're like, nope, we're not going to help anybody. It's me, 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 and I'm all about me, right? Well, that kind of puts you into a petty place too, or a negative Nancy place, or kind of a closed off place, right? We talked about those closed fists. We can bring about that energy of continuing to kind of be closed off to that. All right, but it's strength that pulls that in, it's courage that pulls that in, it's and allows that to come through. Okay, so really knowing that, because this week you're in your head, you are in your head, your thoughts, everything is taking over. For some of you it's just a difficult time um, that you're in, and I hear you. Okay, I hear you. Sometimes there isn't enough check for the month, right? And we're just starting the new month this today, right? And things could be a little bit tight here in the beginning, is what's coming through. All right. With that Page of Swords, you have this energy that you are ambitious, you're willing, you're ready, you're, wanting to kind of cut away anything that isn't kind of assisting you in moving forward, or isn't building or growing that bank account. And yet it's still coming through, Aquarius, that there's a potential that it's time. There's some of you are in a place where you're feeling with that Eight of Swords a little bit stuck potentially, or you feel as if there's a potential that you're kind of anxious or worried or not seeing any opportunity around you. That is why this week is coming through, Aquarius, to shake things up, okay? Because you also have that Tower energy here, and you have that that courage in asking for help, or being open to it. That Tower is here to shake things up. Some of you have been so in your head that you just can't see a way. You can't see an opportunity. You've got that anxious energy. You're feeling trapped within something financially. Whew, there's not been a lot of breathing room. That Tower's here to shake things up, to be like, hey, you know what, Spirit's like, Aquarius, I got to throw this in the mix right here, because you really have allowed yourself to get into this headspace, into this place where, it's all of a sudden there's this huge need for disruption. There's this huge need for shakeup. Right? Some of you are going to be receiving a wake up call this week, as far as your job, as far as finances, as far as career, as far as, right. And we need to pay attention to sometimes, what are we building on the back end? If there is a loss, if something happens, if we have this crazy shakeup, or there's this sudden disruption, or this chaos, right? What kind of backup plan potentially do we have? Where can we ask for help? Where can we receive assistance or guidance? This week is going to be a week to kind of put a plan into place, Aquarius. This disruption is very much kind of coordinated by Spirit to get you out of your head, to wake you up, all right, to offer a wake up call, to be like, hey, Aquarius, you know what? Um, sometimes being in our head and being all business and no play, or not being willing to open up and even accept or ask for any guidance, support, help, anything like that, can be to your detriment. So this is coming through this week as a bit of a warning for you, Aquarius. Don't let this be you, okay? Because then you have the Five of Swords. And that Five of Swords energy definitely is coming through strong, right? This is that energy of feeling as if you're potentially in this place of needing to be defensive, or kind of even having a bit of a hostile energy, whether that has to do with work, with your coworkers, right? You've got petty people around you. But if you move into a hostile energy, into this kind of Five of Swords energy, kind of a hostile energy, or this energy where you're feeling as if you're being taken advantage of. If you're feeling that, Aquarius, it's time to look for something new, ask for help, ask for support, right? Potentially move into a different space, or definitely follow up on those leads, or those applications or resumes that you might have out there. Maybe it is time for you just to have this wake up call, have this shake up, this disruption, so that you can move into something that fits you or suits you a little bit better this week, Aquarius. But also, if there's this potential with the Tower, with the Eight of Swords, right, that you're so in your head that all you're seeing is kind of that energy of feeling as if you're being taken advantage of, or you are the one that shows up and does all the work. And if that's true, Aquarius, it may be time for you to look into or look for something else. But if not, it may be that you're in that headspace and you're holding yourself there, Aquarius, and you are really kind of hurting yourself in that space. Okay, that is not you. It's very difficult to grow financially, or within a career, or within work, um, when it's like that, even if you're an entrepreneur or in your own, if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, if you feel like you're just showing up and doing everything all of the time but not being compensated for it, that can be a very difficult place. That's where this wake up call is coming through, right? That is where you are being asked with this high priestess to kind of move into a different energy, to really potentially move into or step into a place of looking for some inspiration or using a creative act or even getting more education. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming through, but also lean into that guidance or support, accept and ask for, or a mentor. There's somebody here, Aquarius, that is going to be coming in this week that is willing to offer you guidance and support, that is willing to kind of tune in, show up, and be there. Now, I want you to look at all of the cards, the tarot cards that came out. They all have, because most of them are swords, but they have this hue of this blue, okay? They have this hue of this blue, and just basically the high priest. Now, there's a little bit of gold or a little tiny bit of color in these three, but the high priestess and the tower have that color, okay? Just a little bit of color. So this week could be a little bit um, stark, if you will. This week could be a little bit stark. Answer that wake up call, Aquarius. This is coming through to shift you, to really kind of assist you in getting out of your head. There's a lot of positive energy around you, but you're going to need to tune into it and open up instead of holding that closed fist for this to come through. There's a lot of petty around you, Aquarius. Make sure that petty isn't you, okay? Make sure it's not you. All right. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. Happy September. And as always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.